Welcome back to my channel. For today's tutorial, I'm going to take you along on another client's order for a t-shirt quilt. So I know that there are lots of graduations about to happen from colleges and universities, and we have collections of all kinds of things from over the years that we like to preserve. So I thought it would be fun to let you guys see the progress on my customer order, but also teach you how to make your own along the way. So you will just gather up whatever t-shirts you have, and you will just begin to cut those apart. And I'm going to walk you through the process for how I do this and give you some tips and tricks on sizes to make it easier to kind of help you guys put together something really nice and neat that will be a good memory for your family to cherish from years to come. So the first thing you want to do is just cut out the design from the shirt without any measurements, because this will help you just go ahead and take care of just getting everything separated so that you can utilize the squares. So for this example, I just go up the sides of the t-shirt and just kind of cut around just to get the front separated from the back of it. And there's nothing special about this. I just want it to be the front layer and nothing else. And so you can just follow that along. And usually once you come up one side of the shirt, you can kind of start stretching it out, and it's easier for you to cut down the other side. So just cut it out and try to stay away from the design, at least for that first part, as you go through. So once I have just one layer of the shirt, then I start looking at sizes that will work, that I could make a square with. And I just use templates that I already have in order to do that. So for example, this is a 12.5-inch square. And if you look at this one, you're going to see that I'm not going to leave much room here when I get ready to sew the 1/4-inch seams around that. So this one probably needs to be a bigger block. So I start by just measuring with square rulers that I have to see what will fit in that certain section of the block. And then I go from there to decide how much I want to cut that. So when that one doesn't work, I just find one that will work that's a little bigger. So this one is a pretty big one that I have. That's a 20-inch block. So basically, I can just lay this out and kind of decide how much width I want to have left on either side of the image. And I just work around positioning that. So I typically, what I like to do is just measure where I'm leaving the same amount of space around the whole entire design. So you can see here that I'm just going to line up the last letter of this and give myself an inch here of wiggle room. I will come down to the smallest section of this letter, and I will do the same thing. I will measure from that and leave myself an inch below that one as well. And so I just kind of move my block around so that I can keep the inch along the letters at the top and the bottom. And that's going to be pretty good, because that's going to give me about an inch out here on this side. And then I can leave myself an inch from the top. So once I figure out where I want to cut that, then I just start cutting that out with my rotary cutter. Now keep in mind, t-shirts do stretch, so it's important that you kind of keep that in place. So I'm going to start down here, which is an inch below the bottom of that one. We already have that established here on the side. And I'm going to go up to halfway between this one to get the inch from this one. So The good thing is too, is you can go past that and then you can trim it down later. So I may do that for the top. So I'm just going to cut all the way across and cut that out. So this part of the shirt gets moved out of the way. So over here, we need to also go out an inch. So this one's not quite on the inch. But once I have this section done, then I can just turn the shirt and finish the same way I just started. So we can just turn this around and line up this side where we have cut and cut again on the block just by realigning the 1-inch markers and keeping it aligned on a straight line on your mat to kind of help make sure you keep those measurements the same. And so if I know that we had an inch at the bottom and we have an inch at the top, I'm just going to slide it over to line up right here to get my inch on the side. So it's going to need to come over to here and then up just a hair to get the inch down here at the bottom. And so once I have that, now I can just go ahead and cut. And that's going to match up with the top part that we've done. And then all I have to do is correct the top where I left more than an inch, or verify that it's okay where it's at. And that gives me enough space for that design that I can basically get that plenty of room for that seam allowance of a 1/4 inch for quilting. So I am now just going to cut off the extra that I left at the top. And so now I have a perfect shape for the t-shirt. And the second thing that you're going to want to do, again, is stabilize this because it is a stretchy material. So I prefer a medium weight stabilizer because I tried a lightweight stabilizer when I started and it just did not adhere very well to the shirts like the medium weight. And so what you want to do is buy the Fusible that has the dots where the glue is, and you want the glue side up, and you're just going to place that t-shirt part that you cut out onto your Fusible interfacing, and you're going to press this down into place and then come back and trim up around that. So here is an example of one that I have cut out, and then you will see that we have already fused this onto the back. And so you can see the difference in the t-shirt and the thickness just in how it moves with how this helps kind of stabilize that. And so then you just press this down with an iron. Now, I do want to let you know that if you have things that have any screen prints on them, you know that irons will mess those up. So I do recommend that when you iron, you use a Teflon sheet on top of that. And if you use the Teflon sheet over it when you press it, then you're going to protect all of that from coming off. You can also do the fusing from the back side with your Teflon sheet, and that way it will press it from the back and adhere it without messing with the front, and you're still going to protect it with your Teflon sheet. So I do recommend that you have that when you get ready to press on the medium interfacing to the back of your fabric. So the next part of the process is just trying to get different pieces of that to fit together. So for example, if you have a number, you can strategically cut the length to match the length of a side. Then you will just do right sides together with your stabilizer on there. And you're just going to sew that 1/4 inch seam down the side like you do for any other project. So once you have two that are sewn together, you're going to have something that looks similar to this. And then you can decide if you want to go in rows across or if you want to do blocks of 4 and then piece those. And for me, it was easier to do sets of 4. And so once I did 2 blocks, then I would line up another 2 that I have sewn together. And what I do here is I fold these over right sides together again, and I match up the seams so that they nest, and I want one of my seams to be pushed one direction and the other the opposite direction, so that when you look at your seams, they have perfect alignment. And if you nest them this way, they're going to stay together. And then you're going to clip or pin, especially at the seam, to hold this in place. And you're just going to continue to make sure you do that all the way across, adding pins to keep your shirt together. And then you're going to take this right back to your sewing machine. And again, you're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam to make a set of 4 blocks together. And then you're just going to continue this process until you get the size quilt that you want. So you will line this up on that 1/4 inch seam line, go slow, and just pull the pins as you come to those. So now when you bring this back, you have a perfect aligned seam, and you have now 4 that you've sewn together. And so I just recommend that you continue sewing these in sets of 4. And once you have a set of 4, then you can flip that set of 4 on top of a set of 4 again and do another 1/4 inch seam, and just continue building your quilt block by block. And if you do have small pieces that you cut out like this, what you want to do is just kind of measure the blocks that you're making and kind of section off sections that will match these when you sew them, adding that 1/4 inch seam. And then you can make blocks that have multiple sizes as one block that still matches the first block that you created, to keep that in order, and it'll come together and still look really great. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you find a good use for it, for maybe doing something to make sense of a lot of t-shirts from high school or college that you want to put together and have a great memory quilt. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I am starting to grow, and I am just overwhelmed, and I thank you guys so much for watching. If there's something else you're interested in or would like to see, please comment below. A lot of my tutorials are coming from customer orders, and even if I don't know how to do it, I'm researching it to see if it's feasible, and I would love to get some feedback on some ideas from you guys as well. And hashtag Memories by Cherie and share some of the things that you're making from my tutorials. I would love to see what you've come up with.